If a woman acts like a child, then she's dating a man.
Let's try phrasing that a little bit more accurately and see if it still sounds good. So if a woman acts in an infantile, immature, not completely cognitively developed manner, then that means that the guy she's dating should be complimented as being a man.
If she acts like a mom, then she's dating a child.
If she's acting in a way that's responsible, loving, and possibly caretaking, then that should be taken as an insult to the guy that she's with.
And if she acts like a man, then she's dating a loser.
So if they're acting confident, self-assured, independent, and most of all, responsible, that naturally means that the person they're dating is a loser. Right. Sometimes I really don't think that a lot of women think these things through because, quite frankly, it makes women look really bad when they say stuff like this.
So one of my guy friends gave me permission to make a Hinge account for him because I was telling him how easy dating is with dating apps. And he was telling me that it's incredibly difficult. And I was like, Pete, you must be doing something wrong. And he gave me permission to create an account for him and just run the account. I've been a virtual boy for 3 days, and I've never felt this bad about myself. I feel like a freaking loser trying to get these girls to like me. And I'm starting to hate women because I'm like, when I say I mean Pete, because that's the account I'm using. Pete's about a 6. But I'm so desperate, I'm liking the 2s and the 3s, and even they won't like me back, Pete, which is a 6. So what level of delusion has entered women's heads? Like, what is going on? It is so difficult dating as a boy. I hate it. I'm on day 3 of being a boy, and I hate women, and I'm more depressed than ever.
This is exactly what men have been saying for years about dating apps. Because first off, it is very rare for men to even get matches, especially matches with women that they are actually physically attracted to. And that is not because men are swiping only on supermodels, like they're only swiping on 10s. They are swiping right on a variety of women, just as long as they think that they could be attracted to her. But ladies, you have to understand that even when men find matches, it is very rare for them to have an actually good conversation. Because usually you ladies are really dry texters and you will just ghost them oftentimes. So yeah, men have been complaining about this for the longest of times. Which is why if you're a woman that is interested in a man off of a dating app, all you have to do is to show a little bit of effort. If you do that, that man is going to double down on the effort and the energy that he spends on you. He's going to pursue you and most likely be everything that you want him to be. It is like a no-fail way to end up with a boyfriend.
I, 28 female, don't know how to respond to what my boyfriend, 35 male, just said to me. Quick little background. I've been with my boyfriend for about 4 years now. He's a wonderful man and we've had a great relationships with lots of ups and very few downs. Any disagreements that we did have, we tend to solve very quickly. I desperately wanted to get married, and he doesn't. I see marriage as the next logical step and something that will cement our relationship. Plus, I find the concept of being a 50-year-old girlfriend humiliating, honestly. He sees marriage as nothing more than an unnecessary risk. So he personally has had many friends and families who have had their lives damaged through divorce. He trades stocks and does other stuff in finance for a living. And I work part-time as a social worker at a local hospital. He is generous with his money and takes good care of me. I recently brought up my desire for marriage and his response was verbatim: "A risk necessitates a reward, and a massive risk necessitates a massive reward. That is the first rule of finance, and the greater the risk, the greater the required rate of return." He asked me what he would gain from marrying me, and to which I responded, he would get me. He asked,
I really like this dude. I really do.
he asked seemingly rhetorically, "Don't I already have you? Are you suggesting that you will leave me if I don't marry you?" And then without really thinking, I just said, it was a possibility. So he sat quietly for a few seconds at that moment. Then he said, "Well, if you're willing to leave me now, when you get nothing, you will definitely leave me when you get everything."
Oh,
He then got up from his seat, gave me a hug, and said something to the extent of, "I guess you have some things to think about." I don't really remember what he said because I was so stunned in that moment, and he simply just walked out the door, So my question is, what the hell do I even say?
And just dating black men, like, I'm over it.
Man, if I didn't know any better, I would really think that men are the only problem that women have in life. Your discretion is advised.
Like, black men just can't get my time no more. I've been dating black men my whole life, and honestly, it has gotten me absolutely nowhere but...
Ma'am, have you ever considered that's probably all you were offering in those interactions?
Like, it is just BS. I'm so over it, y'all. I started dating an Asian man out of nowhere. I literally was dating an Asian man for a whole week. We went on dates straight. Courting, gentleman, just everything. Older, established, like...
First and foremost, I don't believe her. But if it is true, why aren't you dating that man? You found exactly what you think is valuable to you. You found exactly what you say you were looking for. And yet you are not his girlfriend or his wife. Why? But in turn, you're online still complaining about the men that you say you want nothing to do with. I don't understand.
These black men be on the internet flexing like it's so good. They got it. They swear they got it. The moment you ask them for some money, it's a problem. It's this, that, like...
I see what's going on here. She asked some man for some money. He didn't give it to her. He probably said that he would, and he never delivered. Not only that, she is absolutely broke, and it's frustrating. And so instead of fixing her own problems, she has more energy for the person that she believes should be paying her bills or giving her money. And the reason she believes that he should be paying her bills or giving her money is because she is him. Yeah, that's what's happening here.
Babe, can I have $1,500? Oh, it's an excuse. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna send it soon. Oh, yeah, I got you. Never sends it. Then, something came up, blah, blah, blah. Like, what? I can't ask you for $1,500. Babe, my 2 car seats in the back together are over $1,000. I can't ask you for $1,500. What am I gonna do with you?
Did I hear that correctly? Did she say 2 car seats in the back that cost over $1,000? Ma'am, you're living above your means, number 1. And number 2, where's those children's father? That's the person you should be asking for money. Not some nigga that you laying crack because he had motion, or you see him in the club and he was the man and he was popping bottles and doing all kind of wild. Where's your baby's father? That's who you need to be asking for money. And if you were to ask me, you got way too much time on your hands. You know why you got too much time on your hands? Because you're making this video. This video is not going to do anything for your life. Men are not going to see this and be like, bro, I really need to give her $1,500. She really deserved it. I could see the pain in her eyes. You got with a man, you allowed him to use you for recreational purposes, and now you're complaining that he doesn't want to give you his hard-earned money? So not only do you live above your means, you are also irresponsible, you lack discipline, and you clearly don't know how to prioritize correctly. Ma'am, you are the common denominator for all the things that are going wrong in your life.
Pass me the CEOs. Pass me the men who want to have a wife and children and a home. Like, not all...
Pass you the CEOs, ma'am. You couldn't get a CEO before you had kids. What makes you think you're going to be able to get it after? You know what? I got to stop playing. Ma'am, CEOs are not being passed around, but I'm sure you don't want to hear that coming from me because I am just a normal guy. Yeah, keep the change.
You know, we got to look at the clip where Lady J was saying, you know, sometimes she doesn't think that a lot of these modern women are thinking these things through, the stuff that they say, and they don't. You know, they think through the execution of it. They don't think through the content. If it comes out fast, it comes out smooth, it comes out and it rings in the ear, then we're going to go ahead and say it. No matter if you think about it and it's not that deep, it doesn't matter. We don't care. By the time you understand and realize that this is actually kind of stupid. Why would anybody think like this? I've already started a trend. There's a whole bunch of modern women out here that didn't listen to a word that I said. So it doesn't matter to me because I'm going to say something dumb anyway, to be honest. That's what they're banking on. And so when Lady J says they don't think about what they're saying, she's absolutely correct. They don't, which is why a lot of men are like, why am I going to be with somebody who just says a whole bunch of stuff like they in a movie? You're not in a movie. This is real life. Stop talking stupid.
So ladies, if you're not showing the behaviors of a wife before the man puts a ring on your finger, then why would he want to put a ring on your finger? I hear so many women on the internet, in person, talk about, oh, well, I'm not doing all that because I'm not a wife. I'm not going to cook for him during the dating phase because I'm not a wife. I'm not going to support him during the dating phase because I'm not a wife. I'm not going to take him out on a date even though he done took me on 10 dates and paid for him because I'm not a wife. But what you don't realize is that during the dating phase, the talking phase, the relationship phase is when a man actually determines if you have the qualities of a wife. So if you're showing him that you're not a wife during these phases, then guess what? You're not going to get the ring. Because here's man's logic, because women's logic be dumb, right? Man's logic is, if she's not showing me wife qualities before the ring, why would a ring then suddenly make her want to start being a wife? You're either a wife or you're not. So some of y'all want to be married, but y'all be holding y'all own selves back because y'all stubborn in these messed up mindsets that literally make no sense. If you want to be a wife, you need to be a wife in training during the dating and relationship phase. Okay?
Would you marry your dream girl if she had mad bodies?
Be honest. Would you marry a woman who is a perfect 10 to you, who is like amazing, like magical? She's not like anyone you've ever met before. She's literally, if you could build a woman to be with, this is her. Would you marry her if you met her and she told you up front that from her previous life, she had a really high body count?
No.
But she's
100?
completely clean. She has never met anybody that you know. She never did anything that's online. And none of your friends or family would ever find out. Would you date her and marry her despite having a really high body count?
No.
If she's honest about it and no one else would ever know. We say body count is a thing, right? So is it enough of a deal breaker that you would not stay with your dream woman because of it? You tell me.
That's an easy no, and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't know one dude who has a dream girl that he could build himself that got 100 bodies. Like imagine 100 dudes have been inside your dream girl. She been 100 other dudes' dream girl. Another thing, 100 bodies? That's bad decision making, doesn't think about consequences. She make a terrible wife. 100 bodies means there's a behavior there, and that behavior is called whore, scroti, slut. She is for the streets. Ain't no way she's any dream of any bodies with 100 bodies. That's like any chicks that we know around the area. We know some around here, dog. We in Florida, if they move to Cali, they could do exactly that. She could be somebody dream girl, and she probably got 50 to 100 bodies on her, but no one's gonna find out if she keeps that in Cali, takes off her social media. You gotta be careful out here. Don't get me wrong, the question is cool to think about for some other people, but ain't nobody's dream girl got 100 bodies under her, and that is disgusting. That is nasty. 100 meats done rummage your dream girl. Who the hell's doing that? Ugh.
I have a TikTok going a little viral right now because it ended up triggering a whole group of women. Essentially what I said is that there are women that will leave their marriage simply because she isn't happy. Yet men will tolerate years of disrespect in order to maintain the commitment that he made to that marriage. For those of you that get it, you either one, have experienced this yourself, or you've witnessed very closely somebody that has gone through it. 2, you understand that this is not always the case across the board, but you understand that it does happen, so it can be validating to those that have experienced it. Number 3, somewhere in the last 5 videos that you just swiped up on, you saw a video that a man was being blamed for whatever it was in the relationship, that it was his fault. At least one of them is giving a woman's perspective on relationships or dating. And lastly, 4, how many videos do you see out there where a woman is getting a divorce or she's thinking about getting a divorce simply because she's not happy? It's happening, ladies. It's happening.
What's your age? 46. Are you single? I am. So where do you think most men go wrong when it comes on to dating women? I would say, if you have a mindset where, yo, what up? You want to be in the video there, boy?
What are we talking about?
Well, he was talking about dating and challenges with dating. You guys have any challenges with dating? Okay.
So my challenge is that nobody wants to be in a serious relationship and everybody just wants to. Another challenge is they do not want to provide.
Okay.
They want to be the woman.
Okay, can I speak on that?
Okay.
Can I have a moment?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to piss them off, though. You're going to get mad, okay?
Okay.
Is that okay?
Is the rage free?
It is.
Okay, it's okay.
Is
Go
it
ahead.
okay?
Go ahead.
Okay, for you, my feedback is this. 99% of men on the earth would probably wife you up. So you're only picking the one dude out of like 1,000 because he's the best guy. So it's not really a guy problem. It's just that you like only the best. Am I right? You want only that best guy. It's got all the options. So I promise you, I can bring guy after guy after guy here, and they'll commit to you in 2 seconds. You'll have a husband by 5 minutes from now. You're an amazing woman to have a husband in 5 minutes. But it wouldn't be the one you want because you only want the one you can have. In your case, you gotta remember this, right? So feminism is a good thing, right? It's a good thing, right? So who got 65% of college graduations this year? Women, right? Isn't that awesome? It's a good change. Who got 65% of mortgages this year? Women. That's great, right? We're advancing.
But that doesn't matter.
Of course it doesn't. No. But one moment. I'm saying it's great. But the point is that now dudes are broke. So the problem is we're at an impasse.
I don't care that men are broke.
I know.
You should provide for your woman.
I know you don't care that about men. But what I'm saying is that you also only want the best. And so as a result of that, that's why you guys are stuck.
But it's not just the best. It's just being taken care of.
But if women have 65% of the jobs, then how are they going to take care of you?
Most women have dads who take care of them. Why would they date a man who doesn't take care of them?
You're right. But the challenge is that we have to bridge the gap. Because if a girl's going to have 65% of the jobs, we got to bridge the gap. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not following.
So if you're a guy and 35% of jobs only go to men, what you gonna do to pay for that girl? It's tough, but you want the best. I understand that.
He just has to work harder.
Yeah, work harder, you little.
Not working
harder, okay? I don't care about you. Work, okay?
He's not working hard enough.
Yeah. Forget about stats, math.
My dad came from nothing. You're not working hard enough.
Of what era he came from.
I think that any man that's in the dating world that thinks that a woman with children is baggage shouldn't be dating. And I think that that's an insult to motherhood. And
How is it insulting? If you're a single mother dating a man with no kids, at some point you are expecting this man to provide and protect your kid. If he doesn't do that, you're not really going to look at him as a man. Now, does this man have authority to discipline your kids?
I would call my baby daddy and he will be getting his beat.
Okay, so
because you're not touching my son, you're my boyfriend. That's just not gonna happen.
No.
That's my child.
The part that's crazy is you can't see that another man has to take on all of this responsibility, but he doesn't have the same authority as the man that you're not even with.
That's his business, and that's what he does.
So
And
this is why it's an L. Responsibility without authority is essentially slavery, and it's like 2 against 1. This come home walking on eggshells. Oh, Dean, I gotta please her and please this little bad, little nasty, little gremlin looking kid. Dad, I gotta please both of y'all. He's in the ultimate form of simpery.
You know, I really like the point that Sensei Jay was making, and he was essentially reacting to advice from a wife. I think it is. Her TikTok is advice from a wife 101, I think. Which she's got some really good content. So, you're talking about body count, right? And, would you date the woman if she had 100+ bodies? He was like, it's an easy no. But what he did say is something that, I say a lot. It's like, if you, a woman, and, you got 100 bodies in the area, it's probably time for you to uproot and go somewhere else. Just go somewhere else, man. Just move. Nobody's gonna know you. Go to Mexico. Go to Brazil. Go to Europe, man. Go live in Switzerland. Go live in Germany, man. Learn the language. Make a new life there. Possibly find somebody that is like, oh, I don't know, that's the best girl in the world. If you come back to your hometown, what, 20, 30 years later, you might run into somebody that's like, oh man, you used to be around the way. But by that time, it's only one person, right? Everybody else, maybe they died off. maybe they're not there anymore. Be smart about this.
I've been ignoring this for a while, but I'm gonna say it now. I'm all for feminism, fully. But somewhere along the way, a lot of you all forgot it was not about pulling men down to feel powerful. It was about standing beside them. Not above, not below, beside. And I say this with love. But the moment I use a male example to explain shame or emotional stuff in my videos, the rage in the comments, it's wild. Suddenly I'm defending men. Suddenly it's patriarchy this, patriarchy that. Babe, no, that's not feminism. That's revenge, that's bitterness. If anger and blame are driving you, that's not healing, that's projection. And don't get me wrong, I know the system's been hell on women. I get it. By hating men? That's not the solution. In fact, I'm just gonna go by my own experience as a coach. I get more male clients than female. These are men doing the inner work, unlearning shame, taking accountability. So if you think men are not trying, you're just not looking at the right places. I just don't understand the double standards. You get to throw tantrums and call it hormones, or this is just how girls are. But when he shuts down, suddenly he's a red flag. Like, babe, he's socially conditioned to suppress. He's unlearning decades of emotional shutdown. See, I'm not here to excuse bad behavior. No, not at all. But I'm here to say healing doesn't happen through blame. It happens through accountability, space, connection. You want better relationships? Stop playing team woman versus team men. Start making it you versus your pattern. Because we have got flaws too. We have got ego too. And healing starts when we stop pointing fingers and start holding mirrors. Not everyone's ready for that. But if you are, let's go.
It can't just be me. This generation of dating, being in a relationship, it's fucked. Like, with the cherry on top. Like, is this what we gotta pull from, ladies? And the ones who's dating the football NFL players, baby, bless your heart. Just bless your heart, and my condolences goes out to you. I'm very sorry for you. But that's crazy that this generation does not commit, doesn't know loyalty. The married man, is marriage even still like a thing?
Sassy male apocalypse is really funny until we need to find husbands. Only 1 in 3 men under the age of 30 are in a relationship, whereas 2 in 3 women are in a relationship. How is this possible? Women are dating older. If you have 50 men on Tinder and 50 women on Tinder, 46 of the women will give all of their attention to 4 men. On Tinder, a man of average attractiveness has to swipe 200 times to get 1 swipe back for coffee. And if the coffee date happens, 4 out of 5 of those said coffees will ghost him. The men who are rejected at that rate indulge in more misogynistic content online and pornography. I begin to think about my brothers or my future sons. And the reality, the current situation is men are not doing well. And who wants economically and emotionally viable men the most? Women.
What's crazy to me is that this difference between what young women experience and what young men experience in dating and in relationships today is that it's just skimmed over. It's like, oh, we both have it really bad. And yeah, men have it worse, a little worse. But guys, let's be real. Just based on these statistics alone, men have it way worse than women when it comes to dating. In general, I don't think that people, especially young women, do a good job at putting themselves in young men's shoes. Because what I've seen is that there is a total lack of empathy when it comes to this issue. For example, when the loneliness epidemic was first being talked about in young men, women bashed men. They blamed men for the issue. And then women wonder why they can't find a good husband. Well, it's because when they were younger, in their 20s, and they were going through this, they just decided to stay single and build their empire.
That's a red flag for me. Taking
the leftovers
food on your first date. On your first date with someone, leave the food.
Leave the food. I have to agree.
All right.
But who wanted to take the food, you or her?
We both didn't want it to go to waste. So I was like, do you want it? And she was like, no. And I was like, all right, I guess I'll take it. So I took it. There were two separate packages, right?
Lauren, can you tell us why taking the food is...
Yeah, I'd love to hear this.
An ick.
It has something to do for me, like financially. I think that leftovers, when you take leftovers, it's when you're like in a relationship. As a first date, you just eat whatever you want. And if there's leftovers, you can leave them there and then you can go your separate ways.
Modern women find 80% of men as unattractive. And so on dating apps, which people will argue that maybe people on dating apps aren't looking for something serious, but that's the number one way people meet. Women only swipe right 5% of the time, up to 20% on the high end in certain studies. So women are all sleeping with the same guys. So for guys that are in that percentage, it's like they just have an abundance of girls throwing themselves at them. And then the women will come back later and say men are trash, but that's who
I think we need to have a speed dating thing, me and you, girl.
Shorty is making an app that you have to pay a deposit to take the shorties out. Oh, I know what this is.
After I said I would require a deposit to take me on a date to cover my date preparation costs, I'm now working with an app developer to make this a reality. This is actually happening. We are building the app. I'm not even exaggerating when I tell you this is the best dating app you have ever seen, because there is a clear difference here where the woman can set the deposit rate and the man can pay for her date preparation costs. So as a woman, you're going to walk into the date already so happy, and that's going to lead to a better date and a better connection, and that gives the man a better chance of succeeding in courting you. The app is called Courted. So when people ask, how did you meet? You can say, he courted me. So cute. The website already looks absolutely stunning, and the app itself, incredible. All of the features are so unique and nothing like you've ever seen on any dating app. Oh, and to everyone who said you can't do that, guess what? I just did. So we are going to launch this city by city. And if you want early access, click the link in my bio and sign up. Let's make dating fun again.
So basically an escort service, or better yet, a app. This is nothing but the Vegas Strip in an application. Like seriously, who the is gonna pay a deposit to take a chick out? I can't wait though to see like the stories that come out of all the below average and average chicks putting outrageous deposits because their ego's inflated. They feel they're worth more than what they are. And when they put what it's for, pre-preparation, $400, $500, $600, $1,000 just to have her out on a date. Imagine reading, yeah, yo, I need a sitter for my kids, so this comes included in the price. You need me to pay for a sitter for your kids that you opened your legs up and had, and I'm just trying to take you out, but I gotta pay for that. Get the fuck out of here, man. You wonder, does that money come with the food? Like, am I paying, $500 to take you out? I'm guessing that comes, it's like a pre-deposit for the food, right? It reminds me of when Shorty started like a girls only gym or like that girls only club, and it got shut down because it just wasn't sustainable or profitable, None of the girls was buying bottles in the VIP or none of that, because that's what guys do. So her making this app thinking this is going to be a great idea, she's like so excited about it, and I'm not going to stunt on it. There's going to be, a lot of simps probably in there, but come on now. Paying deposits to take a shorty out is probably the worst thing I ever heard as a man. So good luck, shorties, thinking that this gonna pop off. But let me tell you something, if you want to be just say that.
I really don't think that modern women, just kind of listen to them. They don't really think about what they're saying, right? And you see the lady talking about, I want to start a service to where basically if you're meeting a girl or talking to a girl, you can set a deposit rate or something like that to talk to her. I don't know if you understand that's you're an escort. It don't matter whether you dress nice or you dress down, you're an escort. That's exactly what you are. You guys are sitting up here doing the work of somebody who works on the street. I don't care if you work in a high rise, in a corporate building, you're doing the work of somebody who is out there selling it. You're selling the box. Period. End of story. Well, I don't be standing on the outside of no McDonald's. It doesn't matter. With you explaining this and setting up an app for this, you're selling the cat.
Hey, nigga, can I have some money or not? Bitch, I'm in your search bar, you got me blocked. Nigga, can I have some money or not? Bitch, I'm in your search bar, you got me blocked.
You were already going to ask for the money. And the only reason we're even at this point in society is because women take advantage of men, right? Men are getting to a point where they would rather be single and just pay workers for their because of the fact that they're going to be a bad anyways, and they're going to cost less than trying to take an average out on a date. You don't want to feel like a but guess what? Prostitutes don't get taken out. Prostitutes don't even get the date. Just get paid money, lay there and take it. So the fact we're even out on a date, we're trying to interact, we're trying to get to know each other, that alone means that you're not a and you shouldn't feel like one when I ask, hey, is this going well? Are we going back to my place? Now, I personally believe nobody should on the first date. I also personally believe that the first date should be split by both parties. Now, I believe a man should be a provider and a protector. And after a woman shows that she's interested in you, she gets physical with you, she starts kissing on you, after the second, third date, that's when you step in, you be that man, and you start taking her on dates and providing for it fully. But dating in this society has been so up by women that there is no reason for a man to go on a date and pay for both parties. If I'm going on a date and I'm paying for the both of us, then I'm going to expect puss at the end of it. And the reasoning for that is because this over-sexualized society has made it to a point where men don't feel like they're appreciated, they don't feel valued, and they feel like their time is wasted. A man has to go work 8 to 14 hours to be able to afford one date with you. And you aren't even there to actually see if you're interested in them. You're there for a free meal or an experience. Why would a man keep doing that with no expectation? Why do you come to the situation with the expectation of being paid for, but not the expectation that you're going to be putting out? That doesn't make sense. Dating is for dating. If a man is paying for your meal, then at that point, you guys should at least be in a position where you've been. If you're not tonight, we've at least had. But if you expect a man to pay for everything and you haven't given him or shown him any type of intimacy, then you're brain. That man is way better off just going to find an OF girl nearby that he can send $300-$400 to and make content with, because now everybody's happy.
Fellas, can we talk about something for a second? I don't know who told y'all that every woman you didn't end up with is somebody you fumbled. Who started that? Because every woman is not a good woman. Now, before the comments get fired up, yes, there are men who cheat, who lie, who manipulate, and absolutely ruin relationships. But can we stop acting like women don't do the exact same things? Why is it that every time a relationship ends, people automatically ask, what did he do? What he do, girl? Why is the assumption always the man messed up? Huh? Women cheat, women lie, women play games, women use people, women are toxic. That's just the reality. So no, every relationship that didn't work out doesn't mean the man fumbled. Sometimes he dodged the bullet. Sometimes he walked away from somebody who wasn't treating him right. Sometimes the woman was the problem. Accountability can't be a one-way street, y'all. If we're going to hold men accountable for their actions, women have to be held accountable too. The truth is very simple. Good people and bad people exist on both sides. And every breakup ain't proof that a man lost a good woman. Sometimes it just means the wrong people went their separate ways. That's it. Good morning.
You asked about body count, coming back to body count, which was the last prompt. And you said, why do men want a woman with a low body count? And the answer is because we're not equal. And again, this is going to always be the fallacy and the flaw with feminism, because you're going to be fighting for an equality that does not exist. I'm not saying better or worse. I'm saying we are different. Now, it depends on what you want intimacy for. If you want to be out there doing it with everybody, you absolutely have your right to do that. Please be loud and proud. We want to see you coming. The men love women like that to have fun with. However, when you talk about love, when you talk about marriage, when you talk about a committed relationship, most of us, when you get to your old age, usually you have one, if you're lucky, like me, two great loves. You don't think about the string of casual that has been promoted and think of that like, man, I really got it all in. Most of us don't. You're free to do that if you want to, but I'm just saying, as we age, what's going to really matter is the relationships, the marriages, the families, the relationships that meant something, the intimacy that meant something. You can do as much as you want to with whoever you want to, but I do agree the way casual is promoted now, it is hurting us. It may be fun in the moment, but it's going to hurt us, and we're all going to pay the price for it.
Thank you so much for being here and sharing.
A lot of women have fumbled a good man just because they let their whole friends coach them right into stupidity. Taking advice from somebody that doesn't even have a healthy relationship is insane. Your bitter, lonely ass can't keep a man as friend, coached you into leaving this good man that you have, and you actually listened. And a lot of the times, ladies, y'all do not be paying attention to the signs. 9 times out of 10, this is coming from the friend that was probably in his inbox before y'all started talking, but he never wanted her and he chose you, and she's jealous behind that. A friend that wants the kind of relationship you have, and she's jealous of your relationship, and she don't want to see you happier than her. Or a friend that's waiting for y'all to break up, so at the hindsight of y'all breakup, she could jump right in his DM and hop right up on it. Yeah. Then what pisses me off is that y'all don't take advice from the friend you're supposed to take advice from. You're not taking advice from your friend Lisa that graduated Harvard, been married since her early 20s, 10 years plus married, successful marriage, got kids, career, a good life, and all that. Her advice goes in through one ear and out the other. You'd rather take advice from Victoria that lives on the 3rd floor, that's a dropout, is out here surviving off of child support checks, welfare checks, cup waters, hot Cheetos, and pickle juice. Yeah, you see how crazy that sounds? Stop letting your whole friends trick you out your spot from a good man's life. No funny shit.
And I'm not signing a prenup, because what do you mean when they slide you a paper saying, okay, here's everything that comes with your marriage? You're going to be like, hold up, I don't want this part. I don't want her to have access to this.
So you just never want to be married. Because in this day and age, women have weaponized marriage. So most men aren't getting married, which is why you see a lot of women complaining, oh, I've been with him for 7 years, he's never proposed to me. Well, men are terrified of marriage now. And you want to know why? Because women think like this. This woman is a prime example of why nobody wants to get married anymore. Because why are you sitting there talking to me about you want to be able to have half my if we divorce? So you're already thinking about divorce. At the end of the day, this isn't 1980. You feel me? 1920s, whatever the it was. All right? Back in the day, was property. Women were literally property. They could not work. Right? Which is why if they got divorced, they got half of the shit because they can't survive. They've never had a job. They spent their entire life in the home. That makes sense. If you're a housewife and you catch your man cheating, 100%, you get half of all of his shit. You should get 80% of his shit. You were a good woman and he cheated on you. But you're not a stay-at-home mom. You're a strong, independent woman. So if you didn't catch this fucking cheating and you just woke up one day and you're like, I don't like him anymore, I like somebody else, then honestly, you should give up half of your. I feel like whoever initiates the divorce, unless there is substantial evidence and reasoning to do so, whoever initiates the divorce gives up 50% of their.
You know, I'm thinking about that, the clip where, Miss Maggie was talking. Well, you really had a few of them. Yeah, I think Savannah was there. You had a few of them going back and forth and dialoguing. I think it was anti-feminist, or maybe not anti-feminist, but feminist versus, basically anti-feminist. And, they're trying to talk some sense into them. But, with modern women, there is no sense. They don't want to hear anything. This is why men back up from a lot of stuff going on. Because modern women expect the man to bow down to every single thing that they have going on. And the man is, quite simply put, tired of it. You always have some type of stupidity. You always have some type of nonsense going on that you want me to go along with. And that doesn't make any freaking sense. It doesn't make any sense. This is foolishness. You sit up here, well, I want a man to do this and I have my right to do that, but I still want a man to be a man, and I expect a man to be masculine and put me in my feminine. Those days, with the way that y'all are acting, those days are over.